But we'll start with 2004's Cellular. A young man receives an emergency phone call on his cell phone from an older woman. The catch? The woman claims to have been kidnapped, and the kidnappers have targeted her husband and child next. Director is David R. Ellis, also known for Shark Night.
From an older woman.
I know.
Why
I
was that in
know.
the
Sounded like
synopsis?
the setup for
Like,
a
how
porno.
does he know?
I know. It's weird. Writers are Larry Cohen and Chris Morgan. Chris Evans did his own car stunts. Oh, that makes sense why he spun around that corner so fucking terribly. Before production began, he was trained for 5 weeks at a Los Angeles stunt school. Most of the stunts are done by the actors themselves.
That's cool.
There's a lot
Now
of fucking
that's
people in
trivia.
this movie. Yeah.
Why'd you bring out last week? Why'd you bring out the fucking German bus or whatever?
The German,
trivia.
I can't remember.
Okay.
That was all. That's right. That's all they had.
Okay. That's for
Not a
one of the
great
Howling
movie.
movies.
That's right. All right, Lance, you want to start us off on Cellular?
Yeah, this movie's cheesy, man. I'd forgotten how bad this was. I mean, it's not bad, but well, bear with me, dude. I mean, look, first of all, that silly video, like when he's talking to her and he can see her in the video, they didn't have that technology back then, did they? Maybe
They
I'm
don't have a lot of
misremembering.
technology in
What are you talking
movies nowadays.
In 2006,
When he
come on.
films Jessica Biel and he's playing it back later on his phone, it looks all super crisp.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't
I
have been
think it
that
was-
super crisp, but it was available though, right? Like that
Was
the
it?
thing.
I almost
think.
looked it up. I got too
Well,
lazy,
it was
but
the future of 2004, Lance.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Well, I don't know, man. This one didn't really catch me that much. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have gone first. You guys are gonna roast me.
I'll
Look,
go
Chris
if you
Evans
want
was
me
fun.
to.
Yeah, Chris Evans was fun, but the setup to me was, I don't know, plot holy. What you got, Brian? What you
I
got,
don't
Brian?
know. I always thought this movie was fun. The cast is good. You got
Okay.
Chris
The young
Evans,
Jason
Kim Basinger, Jason
Sure.
Statham when he almost had hair.
There are a shitload of people in this movie. Every
With-
time somebody came
Yeah.
on screen, I was like, "Hey, I know that guy."
Yeah, the guy you were talking about from Fired Out.
Yeah,
Sure.
Dat
Jessica.
fan.
Yeah, Jessica Biel.
Yeah. Well,
Forgot she was in this.
Yeah,
she's pretty hot,
little
man.
cameo.
She's kind of next level.
William
Yeah.
H. Macy is the cop. The
Great,
classic days from retirement cop.
Oh
Gets
yes,
one
I was
case.
this close.
Even has to use his service revolver to kill somebody, and he even mentions
Yeah.
it. He's like, I was weeks away from this shit. He said something about 27 years. I didn't have to do this shit.
Now you listen here, Buckaroo. I was in this force for 27 years, and I never had to fire my weapon. Okay.
And it's good to see Jason Statham as the villain. I think he should do more villain roles.
Yeah.
He's just got a look and a feel to him that I think it just plays more better if he's a villain.
Yeah.
I thought
Definitely a bad
See
guy.
that?
I know it's outrageous, but I just like the storyline of she's doing whatever she can to get help, and she's like clicking these wires, and she gets a connection, and it dials his phone randomly. Sure, anybody would have just hung up and was like, "Lady, you're fucking crazy," but we wouldn't have got a movie.
Not Captain America though, huh?
Yeah, boy, she's hamming it up in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how the fuck did she hotwire a broken telephone, Brian?
Isn't she like a professor or teacher or something?
She's a 10th grade biology teacher.
Which came in handy when she cut that guy up.
Yeah.
She cut
Well,
him and
that
he
is
was like,
true. Yeah,
he
that
was
is
like,
true.
"Bitch, you think that's gonna do anything?" And then she was like, then she took him to class and was like, "Well, your body's gonna pump this much blood out."
Well,
That's
the
right.
old like rotary phones and shit, I think that's kind of how they work. As long as you've got
Is
like
it?
the phone line actually coming to the phone,
Well,
then
you're the electrician, dude. I'm not. So
I mean, I don't know about telephone wiring a whole lot. I mean, aside
Okay.
from wiring little telephone jacks, but it might work that way.
My dad did that for a while. He worked for Southwestern Bell before AT&T took him over. And he subscribed to a magazine called Telephony. I said, Dad, what the hell is telephony? He was like, he was really into it. He worked on the phone lines and everything. So too bad Dad's not still here. He could set me straight on this one.
There you go. Let me tell you. Well,
Trying-
because at first I was like, is she just working on a broken phone on the floor? There has to be like a phone line coming into it. And then there actually was one. So
Yeah.
I'm looking
Creative
it up.
license.
It also had that one guy that's he's always an asshole in every.
Yes, I know
The
the guy you're
redheaded
talking
dude?
about.
No, the
The
guy
one
that
that
he
had
stole the
the
Porsche from.
Porsche.
oh yeah, that dude plays a dick
Yeah.
in everything.
Everything, yeah. He's
Hostile.
very typecast.
Yeah, he's from
Hostile. He
Hostile.
was what was he
Yep,
in a
Hostile.
couple years ago? Thanksgiving. He was the
Yeah.
dad in
Oh
Thanksgiving.
yeah, absolutely. That's him.
Plays the same guy in every movie.
He does.
Yeah,
He plays
same
a
haircut,
great
same
jack
teeth.
off though.
Douchebag.
But I enjoyed the movie. I thought it had some good action sequences, some good suspense to it. I mean, come on, you gotta love a movie where they named a kid Ricky Martin.
That's true.
Which dates the movie because my daughter was like,
Oh yeah.
"Who?" And I was like, "Ricky Martin."
Yeah, yeah. She might know Ricky Bobby better than Ricky Martin. I don't know.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. It was a good rewatch. Like going back to see where Chris Evans started because
Yeah.
Yeah.
this was
He was
what
young.
he was doing this and not another teen movie. And
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah.
I forgot about that one.
let me look it up. Was this before Fantastic Four?
Yeah, I
Had
think
to have
so.
been, right?
Yeah.
I just kept expecting to hear him say, I can do this all day, like when he was driving the car. So.
No, this is super young Chris Evans, man. This was early days.
Pre-Fantastic Four, right, Brian?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. He
Yeah.
did Fantastic Four a year later.
Okay.
Yeah, but this one, like, I think he was known, but still like not big.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I kind of liked it, man. It definitely was cheesy. Like there was a whole lot of cheese, and you have to like just suspend disbelief on this movie completely.
Sure.
But it was a fun like 2000s era movie, like there were so many fucking people in this, like every person that popped up
Mhm.
on the screen. The little Vietnamese artist guy that pops up, he was
Sure.
Somebody tell me to chill.
Yes.
You don't
that's
tell
right,
me
I
chill,
remember
you
him.
chill. I chill you.
Yeah.
You're right, Phil. It had so many people that, like, if even if you didn't know the name, you've seen them in a bunch of
Yeah.
things.
And I knew I recognized him. I looked him up. He was the winner of the first season of Last Comic Standing. Dat Fan was his name. That guy's hilarious.
There you
I love
go. Okay.
him. Jason Statham was great as a villain. I don't know why he doesn't do more villain roles because he's perfect for it. I mean, he's cool as the badass good guy too, but he really works as a villain.
Maybe he'll do some heel turn now.
Yeah. Kim Basinger was really the part for me where it was like every time she was on screen, I was like, all right.
Way overacting, yeah.
Yeah, she was hamming it up hard.
Does she have an accent?
Does she?
Like a southern accent, right?
Yeah.
It sounded like it. I think that's
Does-
legit. Isn't she from Houston or something?
I
Is
don't
she?
know. Let me-
I could be wrong.
I didn't know that.
Now we're gonna look that up.
Yeah, she is
I'm pretty sure
from
she is.
I'd never heard that.
Like a Texas girl.
from Athens, Georgia.
Athens,
all right,
Georgia.
there you
Okay,
go.
Georgia Peach.
Because when she was talking, I couldn't get 8 Mile when she was in 8 Mile out of my head.
Yeah.
Right.
I just
Uh,
never, I
revisit.
never really noticed her accent before.
Yeah, I didn't really notice a
Oh.
whole lot either. And usually a lot of the southern accents I definitely hone in on when they're not Texan. Because like the Texan
Okay.
accents, I don't
Distinct.
even hear anything. But
Yeah.
but you throw somebody with Mississippi on, and I'm like,
Right.
are you faking this? What the fuck is this? That fucking Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, that kid. I was like, what kind of fake fucking bullshit Southern accent is this? Oh, well, it's really Alabama. But no, yeah, I had a pretty good time with it. It kept you entertained. I thought the pacing was pretty good.
Yeah. It was well paced. No slow
Yeah.
spots. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Well,
definitely Hollywood cheese, but
it had to
was
be
fun.
more paced. I think you're alluding to the next movie, Lance. I think it had to be because this
Okay.
is categorized as action thriller.
And that makes
Fair
sense.
enough.
That's exactly what this is an action thriller. That makes 100% sense. My daughter was watching it with us, and she was like totally entrenched in it.
Well, there you
She was
go.
watching it the whole time.
Yeah, it passes the test then.
Yeah. So it keeps your attention at least. It's got a lot of flashy lights.
Passes the millennial test.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. All right. So I guess we'll go scores. Lance, what do you think?
Right in the middle for me. It's a 5. Yeah, it's not great. It's not horrible. It's very cheesy, bad acting. Hard for me to figure out how to hotwire a phone, but Philip explained it to me, so 5 it is.
Because I think on the rotary phones, when you flip it, it just clicks it that number of times when it goes
Okay.
around.
You need
So
realism
I
in
think
your
it
movies,
does
don't
make
you?
sense.
Not necessarily, no.
I could be making
I like
that up,
silly
I don't
stuff too, but I don't know.
Well, Phil, you could have told me that that's the truth, and it sounded
know.
like the truth to me.
It
I
sounded
think
really
it's
good,
the
yeah.
truth. I feel like I've heard that before, but I could be making it up. It's possible.
Yeah. Well, she's lucky she caught someone in her area code, right? She could have reached somebody in New York, and she was in LA, and they're like, I can't do anything, sorry.
Oh, true. Long distance.
Just happened to call Captain America.
That's probably
How
before you had
lucky
to
can you
dial
get?
area codes.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
Remember those days?
Oh yeah,
You
vaguely,
famers.
vaguely.
Brian, what do you think?
I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a 7. I thought the action
right,
was
nice.
good. The acting wasn't that bad to me. It was some of these people was like early in their career,
Yeah.
Sure.
and just thank God she was clicking wires and she got a hold of probably the nicest fucking guy to go through everything he went through to save a woman, which he didn't even know if this was true or not.
I know. And his
So-
whole thing was getting back with his girlfriend who said that he was like immature and all that shit.
Which he
Right.
never brought the t-shirts.
He never brought the t-shirts and they never went back to that
Yes, he didn't.
storyline until she fucked up his whole process.
That made my daughter so mad.
I know.
The scene on the pier, and she came and smacked him on the head and started yelling at him. And she was like,
What a bitch, huh?
"What is she doing?" But yeah,
But then they never went. I figured they'd go back to her at the end, and they didn't do that.
Maybe it's the
No.
after credits. We didn't stick around.
no, the after credits
waited.
was every time he looked at his phone during the movie.
Yeah, that
It
was cheesy.
Oh, yeah.
That was horrible.
Well, but
That
that was
was
before
bad.
the after credit thing, you know, like there weren't after credit scenes back then. So that was like a fun
Yeah.
way to do the credits. So I don't
The
hate
first after credit scene I remember was the original Airplane. The cab driver was
really?
still waiting there. Yeah.
Oh.
Go back and watch it. You'll see
that.
what
All
I
right,
mean.
fair enough.
Go watch Airplane 2 when you get the after credit scene of coming soon, Airplane 3.
Yeah.
we never got it.
Never got it.
Bitches.
Never got it. Kind of like we never got Jews in space, right? After History of the World. Or we kind of did. Didn't they do part of that in that terrible History of the World Part 2 TV series on Comedy Central or whatever?
Speaking of in space, we never got Machete in space.
Oh, no.
Not yet. We haven't yet.
And Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to be the villain, even though they didn't show his face because clearly he wasn't in the fake trailer.
Right. Maybe they used Dane DeHaan.
Why not? I'm gonna
Hey,
go
or Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Well, he can play a good
Okay.
ridiculous villain. He's great in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. How about
Yeah.
that? uh, I'm gonna go 7 also. I had a pretty
Nice.
good time with this one. It was definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it in a while. It's not super duper realistic, but it is pretty entertaining. So there's that.